Okay, so hi, my name is Anneli Tegelberg and I am a weaving artist from Stockholm, Sweden. I graduated from Konstfack, University College of Arts, Craft and Design. And I will present my master's degree project, the installation held within Dusk and Dawn. Weaving circles is a key element in my practice. I'm interested in the deceptive simplicity of the shape. A circle seems like a very simple and strict geometrical form, but it gets so complicated in weaving. Since the weave is structured with warp and weft, creating a pixel-like system, there will always be jagged edges in the round shape. No matter how precise I am, the circle never becomes perfectly round. This leads me into a process where I'm working towards an unreachable goal. Repeatedly working with the circle is a way to bring myself and the viewer beyond the motif and explore the philosophical aspects of slow craft. I'm now going to take you through the process of creating the weaves in this project. I'm specialized in ikat weaving. It's a technique to get a pattern or an image on the weave by using resist dyeing on the yarns before weaving. The work begins with methodical and thoroughly calculations to where the dyed circles should be placed in the finished weave. The yarn is prepared to be dyed. That is done by binding bundles of yarn with a tight wrapping of plastic, so the dye pigment does not reach that part of the yarn in the dye bath. I work exclusively with natural dyes. I use both pigments or plants that I forage or grow myself. In this work, all the weaves are dyed with indigo, partly grown by myself. The yarn I used was unbleached linen. Both extraction of the pigment from the indigo plant as well as setting up the dye vat are two complicated and time-consuming processes. All the steps are documented here in the slides. By growing my own pigment, I create a deeper connection to the work. The care I put in the plants from seed to dye is now embedded in the artwork. My artistic practice is in a way a compressed expression of how I want to structure my life. It's a suggestion of another way of living, a longing for a slower, holistic and more sustainable lifestyle. So after the yarn is dyed, the plastic wrapping comes off, and hopefully I have a clear line between the dyed and the non-dyed parts. The weft yarn is then wound into balls, carefully numbered so I can weave them in the right order. The weave structure fluctuates between a tightly woven satin binding and so-called floats, where the weft is lifted over numerous warp threads. That creates fluid, free strands of threads. I sometimes wrap the yarn in the loom to be dyed again after the weaving is done. And here you can see how the finished weave changes when it's hung. The exposed threads react to gravity and pulls the circles down towards the ground while transforming them into slightly oval shape. The installation, held within Dusk and Dawn, consists of 6 weaves hanging freely in the room. The variation of woven and non-woven surfaces creates transparent qualities. They are part of an ongoing studies in circles, whole circles, double circles, broken forms. Despite the repeated shape, there are differences in the relationship between the indigo and the unbleached linen, in color intensity, and in where and how the circle is broken. Freed from the framework of the loom, the weaves are affected by their weight and create sculptural forms. Where the warp and weft have been left free, at the core of the circle, gravity makes itself known. Hanging together, the group forms an environment, open for the viewer to wander around in, to get close to. The round shapes increasingly resemble spheres, the earth, the sun, the moon, or a series of horizons. I wanted to create the feeling of standing in front of a sunset or a sunrise, and the contemplative and meditative state such scenery evokes. Thank you.